Hello and welcome to the World Battery Metals and Mining News for the 14th of August, 2024. Could a union halt production at Escondida? The powerhouse union at BHP's colossal Escondida mine in Chile, responsible for nearly 5% of global copper production, has launched yet another strike aimed at squeezing more profits for its members. The union, well known for its tough negotiations and willingness to employ robust tactics, including past strikes and even hunger strikes, has substantial financial reserves and legislation on its side, making it a formidable opponent. With 2,400 members, the Union Number 1 represents a significant portion of the essential workforce. Historically, their strikes have significantly impacted copper prices and driven BHP to declare force majeure, indicating their inability to meet contractual obligations. This current standoff, centered around demands for a share of shareholder dividends, has yet to spike copper prices due to China's weak demand and hopes for swift resolution. BHP's contingency plans hope to continue operations with non-unionized workers, but let's face it, the union's sheer clout could snarl production quickly, contrasting sharply with the smaller, less impactful strike at London's Caserones mine. And while BHP dangles a $20,900 bonus, the union's persistent demands signify that this battle is far from over. Yukon Territory government seeks to place Victoria Gold into receivership. The Yukon government has initiated steps to place Victoria Gold Corp into receivership, following a catastrophic landslide and cyanide spill at its Eagle mine earlier this summer. Despite the miner's intention to contest the move, a severe failure at its heap leach facility led to the suspension of operations in July. The facility, where ore is treated with cyanide, has raised significant environmental concerns. Both Yukon and Victoria Gold officials have scrambled to address the fallout, with Canada's federal government recently mandating the construction of protective barriers to shield fish in adjacent waterways from cyanide contamination. Iron ore price hits over one-year low on bleak China credit data. Iron ore futures nosedive to their lowest in over a year due to dismal Chinese credit data exacerbating already weak market sentiment driven by plummeting demand and high supply. The Dalian Commodity Exchange saw a 3.32% drop, hitting lows unseen since June 2023, while Singapore's futures hovered under $100 a ton for the fifth day straight. July's Chinese bank lending hit a nearly 15-year low, a blow to sentiment and an indicator of declining hot metal output as mills face losses. Analysts predict a 33.4 million ton decline in China's iron ore demand for 2024. Established to assert Beijing's control over iron ore pricing, the China Mineral Resources Group forecasts a significant increase in ore supply but steadiness in steel exports. Other steelmaking raw materials and steel benchmarks also plummeted to multi-year lows, indicating a broad market downturn. Clearly, the market is reacting not just to weak data, but also to systemic issues. One wonders if there's any light at the end of this metallic tunnel. China's XCMG signs deal with Simfer for Simandou iron ore project. China's XCMG has inked a deal to supply nearly $112 million worth of heavy-duty mining equipment to Rio Tinto's Simfer for the vast, untapped Simandou iron ore project in Guinea. This project, despite the prolonged drama of ownership disputes, legal skirmishes, and political turmoil, is aimed to be a game-changer for the global steel industry, boasting an annual production capacity of 120 million metric tons, set to start in 2025. It's fascinating how this ambitious venture, entangled in complexities, is heralded as a cornerstone for the so-called green transition, all while the rest of us are left chuckling at how central planning always seems to need just a tad more time. The equipment list features several 230 metric ton mining trucks, underscoring the sheer scale of operations. Simfer itself is a joint enterprise between Rio Tinto, Chalco Iron Ore Holdings, and the Guinean government, making it a geopolitical stew of interests. Hudbay demonstrates strong cost control in Q2, improves guidance. Hudbay Minerals has managed to reduce its 2024 cost forecast significantly, thanks to impressive cost controls showcased in their recent quarterly results. For Q2, Hudbay reported consolidated and sustaining cash costs of $1.14 and $2.65 per pound of copper, aligning with their expected 2024 costs. This efficiency allowed the company to project future cash costs in the range of $90.10 per pound, largely due to lucrative gold byproduct credits. Copper production jumped 32%, while gold production surged 20%, thanks to the addition of the Copper Mountain Mine in British Columbia. Despite seeing an increase in quarterly revenue to $425.5 million, Hudbay recorded a slight deepening in net loss due to higher tax expenses. The company doubled its cash balance to $523.8 million and significantly reduced net debt. CEO Peter Kukielski highlighted the efficient milling performance in Peru and Manitoba, driving free cash flow, and emphasized ongoing growth initiatives. While Hudbay's shares inch up 1.6%, achieving a market capitalization of approximately $4 billion, it's clear the company is strategically poised for future growth in copper and gold markets. Teck-Glencore JV begins environmental studies to jumpstart stalled Minnesota project. New Range Copper Nickel, a joint venture by Teck Resources and Glencore, is embarking on a series of studies to potentially enhance environmental safeguards for its North Met project in Minnesota. They aim to assess new mining and sustainability technologies, maintaining transparency and community engagement throughout. The project, expected to produce 29,000 tons of ore daily over 20 years from 2026, faced a setback with permit revocation by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, questioning compliance with local water quality standards. As part of the review, New Range plans to explore tailings storage options, advanced water treatment technologies, and innovative carbon reduction methods, reflecting their commitment to mitigating environmental impacts while bolstering domestic supply of crucial metals like copper, nickel, and cobalt. Their efforts, including a potential increase in production capacity and a focus on reducing the project's carbon footprint, underscore the project's ambition to support the U.S. clean energy transition against all odds. Endeavour agrees to pay staff for overtime work to end strike. Endeavour Mining plc, the UK-based miner, has agreed to retroactively compensate workers for overtime to end a recent 5-day strike at its Sabodala mine in Senegal and to avoid a prolonged shutdown that could dent gold production targets. The miners will receive back pay for extra hours worked since July 1, 2021, and for 14 days per year from 2017 to 2022. Discussions for a more lasting resolution will continue in December. This temporary agreement also introduces a fresh rotation system for executives. Despite the hiccup, Endeavour remains confident in its full-year gold output forecast of 1.13 to 1.27 million ounces, thanks to recent site expansions. Funny how a potential hit to gold output can move mountains, or rather wallets, to resolve labor disputes. Perseus Mining takes stake in Guinea-focused miner. Well, hats off to Perseus Mining for snatching up the biggest chunk of predictive discovery lidded and doing it with flair, rolling out a $68 million since April without a hint of a hostile takeover. This clever expansion play comes hot on the heels of Perseus' recent acquisition in Tanzania, where they're gearing up to bring the Nyanzaga gold project to life by early 2027. The gold market is striking all-time highs, making this a shrewd time for bolstering assets. Predictive's Bankan project in Guinea is getting the bureaucratic checkboxes ticked and aims to start production in 2028, boasting an impressive 5.4 million ounces in mineral resources. It's no wonder asset giants like BlackRock and T. Rowe Price were already riding this train. And let's not forget, Perseus is already a gold-producing powerhouse with operations in Ghana and Ivory Coast. All in all, while others might dawdle, Perseus is mining its way to the gold standard. Franco-Nevada buys Yanacocha gold mine royalty for $210 million. Franco-Nevada has struck a deal to purchase a 1.8% net smelter return royalty from Peru's Buenaventura on Newmont's Yanacocha gold mine and surrounding properties for $210 million in cash, plus a potential $15 million in shares. This strategic acquisition grants Franco-Nevada a juicy right of first refusal on future royalty sales and immediately boosts its gold-equivalent output. Yanacocha, one of the globe's gold giants, boasts over 47 maws of gold-equivalent reserves and resources. Newmont expects to yield 290,000 ounces of gold from Yanacocha this year alone. The project also includes substantial copper-gold sulfides reserves, with Newmont deferring its ambitious $2 billion Yanacocha sulfides development to extend mine life beyond 2040. With the oxide resources nearing depletion, Newmont's pivot to sulfide mining aims for over 500,000 ounces of gold equivalent annually in the first 5 years, with future phases promising to stretch operations for decades. Positioned high in Peru's Cajamarca region, Yanacocha remains a behemoth in the mining landscape. Kincora-AngloGold hunt for copper Ace of Spades soon to begin. Kincora Copper and AngloGold Ashanti are about to kick off their first-ever copper-gold-focused drilling at the Nengen project in New South Wales, targeting the Ace of Spades region. This 4,000 to 5,000 meter program aims to investigate 8 large intrusive complexes for the first time, potentially making groundbreaking discoveries in the northern Guinea Narromine belt. Kincora's CEO, Sam Spring, is optimistic that this could lead to a series of new porphyry copper-gold deposits, drawing parallels to recent lucrative discoveries in the Vicuña district, but thankfully without the high-altitude Andes-induced headaches. Unlike some other regions, New South Wales offers robust infrastructure and a rich legacy of mineral endowment. The exploratory efforts are being bolstered by geophysical surveys from Fleet Space Technologies and encouraging preliminary findings from neighboring drills by Inflection Resources. AngloGold is backing the venture financially, while Kincora manages for a 10% fee, aiming for long-term strategic gains. Quite an intriguing blend of geological promise and corporate maneuvering. Bluebird-South, a game-changer, Westgold. Westgold Resources has announced a promising maiden ore reserve at its South Junction mine in Western Australia, estimating around 277,000 ounces of gold. With South Junction becoming integral to the Bluebird processing hub at Meekatharra, Westgold aims to achieve a 1.2 million tons per year run rate by early FY 2025. CEO Wayne Bramwell highlighted the significance of this development, emphasizing the expansion's role in reducing road haulage costs and enhancing productivity. Drilling efforts since March 2024 have upgraded resource confidence, converting much of the inferred material to indicated, showcasing the importance of ongoing exploration. Despite Australia's recent production hiccup due to lower grades and bad weather, global gold supply continues to rise, driven by heightened mine production and recycling. Looks like while some may be scrambling for greener energy, Westgold is striking gold, in a very literal sense.